What's your name, sweetheart? I got plenty of help coming. Oh my God!
The fact that Ashton was there when I was shot has had a tremendous impact on her. She'll be really lethargic, have low energy. She likes to isolate herself in her bedroom. She'll have a hard time catching her breath. She'll get shaky and cry pretty easily, and withdrawals as a whole.
I struggle with anxiety a lot right now, more than I ever have. I get anxious over some of the smallest things. I have to mentally prepare myself to go pump gas in my car, to go to work. I have to mentally prepare myself for school, to get up and get ready. It's a hard struggle for me every day.
I don't know what Ashton's depression looks like. I can notice the symptoms and try to communicate with her, but I don't know how to help her. I can just tell her things like go take a walk and wash your face and get some coffee and call a friend, that it might help, but I believe that she's really clinically depressed. I feel powerless to help her.
I don't respond to texts, I don't answer calls. I stay in my bed. My grades have been struggling ever since. My mom gets upset at me because she thinks I'm just being lazy, but I don't think she understands that it's because of my depression.
I feel tremendous guilt as a parent that I endangered not only my life, but the safety of my children by allowing that person to even come into our lives.
She tries hard to understand, but it's just kind of hard for her too because she doesn't go through the same things that I do. I would like my mom to be more aware of how I'm feeling. I'm doing the best that I can every day, and I don't think she's aware of that.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I really am, because it was your mother that was shot, but you were impacted by this tremendously as well, correct?
Yeah, yes.
And how does this affect you?
It's affected me every day since. My depression and anxiety. I had it before too, but it definitely worsened it a lot afterwards. Every day is pretty hard for me.
From a mom's standpoint, you say you feel guilty because you brought him in to this situation, and
Correct.
therefore she's been exposed to this.
Yeah.
What do you say to yourself about it?
I just know that I had really ignored some red flags, and I justified it at the beginning because she didn't witness the abuse or didn't know that it was occurring. It was a failure to be a parent and to bring a dangerous person into our lives. And to be fair, she said she doesn't know, and I believe that she doesn't necessarily know what triggers her, but just like Monday was a really bad day for her. She couldn't hardly catch her breath. She was crying and didn't know why. She could express to me, she could communicate to me that she was struggling with anxiety. That's when I feel the most guilty. I don't know how to help her.
As Robin will tell you, how many times this has gone from 0 to actual homicide or horrific assaults with no intervening steps whatsoever.
That's exactly right. When you're with an abuser, they have the ability to convince you that life is normal, that they're normal, and they can cause you to believe them and be manipulated by them, and
Right.
then you cannot see any of the manipulation, and then out of nowhere, they start abusing you. It can be small steps, it can be small things, it can be verbal, and then all of a sudden it turns to physical violence out of nowhere for you. So
That's
you
terrifying.
can't blame yourself for not being aware of it or seeing the signs. They have their ways of doing that.
And
So-
I was definitely in over my head, and I can see that now in hindsight.
Well, hey there, thanks so much for watching. And while I have you, do you have a story or a question for me? If so, I do want to hear from you. Click on the link in the description and tell me what's going on. You just might end up right here with me on the show. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Click that little red button below. You know you want to. What are you waiting for? Do it!